this figure shows the time variation of the side force coefficient CS, blue line. And the side coefficient CS changes around 0. The large scale variation, the period of large scale variation is about 1 to 2 seconds. This picture shows imposed image of 100 snapshots for this period here. And the extended in white around this area, the tuft, each tuft flapped, dancing. And this arrow denotes the rotational direction of vortices. It seems that there are a pair of vortices. A pair of vortices appears leaning up and down. And because of the rotational direction, the vortex-induced airflow with a jet, the direction of jet is like this. Therefore, the reaction force acts in the opposite direction. So, in this period, side force acts in the negative direction. That is this direction. And these schematics were drawn by Taneda, and he sketched a pair of vortices behind the smooth sphere. And we believe we are watching this kind of a pair of vortices in the wake of Asaka Ball. And this pair of vortices rotates around the wind axis. That's why the side force has positive and the negative values. This is our image. A pair of vortices rotates on its wind axis. So the direction of side force or aerodynamic force changes from time to time. This is a flow observation movie taken by Professor Asai. The smoke is quite wavy, like a snake. This is evidence of the knuckle effect. And from my point of view, please take a look around here. We can see two lines around here. I believe we are watching this kind of a pair of vortices. So, summary, footballs fluctuate during the flight. And it seems there are two reasons. One is steady forces motivated by seams. The other is unsteady forces concerned with their vortices. That's it. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Dr. Seo, for your nice backup for our speaker. So the paper is open for questions. Any questions on the floor? No? Yamak? Yep.
One thing that seems quite surprising is the very different dynamic properties of those balls. And it's amazing there's not more guidelines as to what would be the acceptable limits for the balls that are allowed to be played with at the professional level. Any comments on that?
I don't know the criteria when Adidas makes the ball. How should I say? If we make the game more fast, I can suggest this kind of ball is good. But if you make the game more slow, I can suggest, okay, you should use this kind of ball. So it depends on the decision of FIFA, or how should I say? In principle, it's possible to make a ball which has desirable aerodynamic characteristics, but it depends on the political science, or how should I say? It depends on the FIFA's decision.
Yes, but there'll always be a maximal shot on goal.
Maximum shot. Okay, so maybe it's equivalent to the to make the ball's drag low. Is it equivalent to enhance the number of goals? So in that case, maybe smooth sphere is the best to reduce the drag. But in the case of smooth sphere, the movement in the air is quite unsteady. So it's harder to stop the goal. So it's a positive effect to increase the number of goals.
Okay. Any comment? You go? Yeah.
Thank you for a very interesting paper. I always thought that one of the reasons why this perfect round shape is such a problem is because it will automatically create spin if you don't have a perfect round ball. So how about spin generation?
Spin generation. Spin generation depends on the surface friction between ball and shoes. So, but maybe your question is, please make, maybe your question is, we should add more seams to make.
No, I mean, if you have not a perfectly round ball, you would have a bigger moment on one side as compared to the other. And then it will automatically generate spin in the air, even if it is kicked right through the center of gravity. Automatically through the different drag, it will automatically create spin, and spin stabilizes the path of flight. And I always thought that this is part of the reason why the perfectly round ball fluctuates more, because it does really have the Magnus effect.
So the unsteady phenomena in soccer ball is caused by the unperfectness of the soccer ball shape. Yes, in principle, it occurs when the kicker kicks just after maybe 0.1 or 2 seconds, the ball is not round. So the asymmetrical force acts on the ball. It's acceptable. It's understandable. But I heard the imbalanced shape recovers the round ball in 0.2 or 0.3 seconds. So after that, it should be round. So in the very first phase, the ball might be not perfect circle, round. So that is there is a chance the imperfect round shape becomes a trigger for something something separation or trailing vortex is influenced by the deformation.
Any more? Any question there? Okay, can I make some question about the, please go back to the slide and show me the drug changes of balls. Could you?
Okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So, maybe others advertise a little bit about the new ball Jabran. Jabran is getting more perfect sphere than before. I think that is one evidence, because the nature, the drug changes, the nature of drug changes in Jabran in between the Jimgeist 2 and smooth sphere. Yeah, so it's others might have a direction to produce soccer ball to be more, having a sphere. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
In the direction, yeah. But it's a good direction for players. Anybody? Did you try the soccer ball with Jabran? Anyone? Tosen? No?
I did use it on my own.
Yeah?
No, I cannot tell how it is from personal experience, but well, maybe just relating to that, the general question is, what do we want the rules to be? Do we want to have a kind of controlled ball that is predictable, or do we want to have that kind of ball that are kind of unpredictable, adding some certain kind of unpredictability to the goalkeeper, for example? And this is the general question, and it, I think, relates to what Mark said in the very beginning. So there are no real rules describing the range of ball flight that is allowed. And to me, this question should be generalized by UEFA or by FIFA or by those associations.
You are asking about the knuckle effect. Am I predictable the trajectory of knuckle shoot?
No, just rather common, not
Okay.
question.
Okay. Any comments? Anybody know how much money? Yes, Sachin, please.
So the Jabrani is newest 8-panel balls, and the Geist is 14. And have you tried the experiment on the classic type ball, the mixture of pentagon and hexagon,
Yeah,
32 panels?
Yes.
Have you have some data on the?
Yes, I have. From the point of view of the drug crisis occurs around here, 10 meters or so. Rough sphere, in principle, rough sphere, the critical drug crisis occurs in the low speed range. So,
What's the level of the drug over the
yes,
drug crisis?
in the practical range, around here, more than
The large.
Okay. Any more comments? Anybody know how much money Adidas took to FIFA? No. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Seo. Please give your hand to Dr. Seo again.